and sent me a tweet and said, "What's that?" No, it's on Facebook and said, "Was that you?" I think I seen you on a movie thing. I was like, "Yeah, it's me." You
Yeah,
know,
Cal,
now it's happening inside of the. It's like Inception.
Cal's getting popular on the movie talk circuit.
No, no, no.
Senior
That's
Nerd
rough.
is too. Senior Nerd is too.
Yeah, yeah. I've been. Yeah,
What
see, you're.
happened?
Yeah.
Okay.
What
All right.
I
Well,
happened?
let's.
think you got
All right. Well,
different
let's
aliens.
hear. What's our thoughts before we watch this? Do you think there's any chance Batman's in Blue Beetle?
No. Well, I don't know where this Blue Beetle is set. Could be
Okay. Yeah, I don't
Could
either.
be, so could be Michael Keaton show up?
I think at one point they might have had Batman in, but I don't think they would keep it in.
No.
All right. Well,
If
let's
like
see. Let's see what Sil's heard. Let's see what Sil's heard.
Is Batman really going to show up in this Blue Beetle film?
Here's what he's heard.
Here's what I've heard.
Here's what he's heard.
I
Make sure
doubt
you
it.
smash that like button.
You doubt it? I just don't see it. I would be happy.
Why?
Well, they already said there was already.
Why would he?
Remember, George Lopez already said at the end of the trailer, Batman's a fascist. There's a joke there. There's a joke there, but I don't think he would be in it. All right.
Yeah, well, of course
Engage
they're in
with
the
this
they're in the they're in the DC universe
Yeah.
because we see the Tech Core Blue Beetle. It was
Let me-
around.
Let me give him a like here. Smash the like. All right.
So comment below.
Hit that like.
Subscribe with notifications on. Yes, the new Blue Beetle trailer just recently dropped, and it's got some mixed reviews from DC fans. Not a good time for DC. So let's throw out that new Blue Beetle trailer and see what are the streets talking about, right? As far as for myself, I think Blue Beetle is going to be a fun film. I know fun could be a bad word sometimes, but I'm looking forward to seeing it for a couple reasons. The star of it, Cholo Ameriduene, the Cobra Kai kid.
Yeah.
Looking forward to him in the film, and the Brazilian.
Oh yeah, he's been talking about this actress. Yes, Sil, I understand. Okay, he's like, I'm going for the. He tweeted out a picture. He's like, I'm going for the plot of Blue Beetle. He's very intrigued by this actress.
Bruno Marquezine. I think they're both going to be great in the film. I'll just leave it at that. But what got people talking more about this trailer of Blue Beetle is the subject of Batman. About a year ago, George Lopez made comments about.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot. I did actually cover that too. George Lopez did say that the Batman was going to be in it. He did. That's from his own words, and I don't think he was. Remember that, Senior Nerd, when we covered that last year? We were doing this. I don't know how long you've been watching my show, but last year George Lopez was on a podcast, and he did say that Batman was going to be in Blue Beetle.
Okay, but that's before James Gunn came in.
That's true. That's true. So I don't know if it's going to stick or not, but I think at one point they may have had a.
It could be Michael Keaton showing up.
Yeah. All right. All right. So this is factual. That was from November 8th, 2022. Okay.
Batman, and got people speculating as far as is Batman going to show up in the Blue Beetle film, and if it's a Batman showing up, which Batman is it? Which is a weird thing. It's sad for DC, and people do have to admit this is not good for the brand where it's all this confusion.
Yeah, there is a lot of confusion. I agree with that.
You think of Marvel Studios. If they say Iron Man in any project,
you know who it is. That is. I agree with this point there. It's unnecessary confusion for the audience that you don't know what's going on, and even when there was potential cameos, they're cut. I agree with this take here, and I completely forgot before this video. I completely forgot that George Lopez said that on a podcast.
But it was only one Iron Man in that continuity until MCU reboots in the future. You know which Iron Man it is. Well, who was Captain America? Incredible Hulk, right? With DC, you say Batman, it's just this confusion.
Yes.
Who's Superman? So it's a bad problem for the DC brand as far as what they have. But
I want to hear what you've heard. I want to hear what you've heard.
Lopez talking about last year when he brought up the subject of Batman. Well, it was on the Byron Scott podcast. George Lopez was on there, and Byron Scott of the Lakers, go Lakers. George Lopez was talking about the upcoming film for Blue Beetle, and he was really excited to see.
I should have watched this ahead of time to see where he's. I want to see what he's.
Latino superhero writer, producer, and I think that's great. Jaime Reyes is one of the best, original characters of the Latino descent. And I think that was really, I'm glad they're doing this live action, right? But what got a lot of people talking last year was George Lopez said, while explaining the film,
I think Batman is in our movie.
It's in our movie.
It's not quite a career, but
here's the clip. Here's the clip. Great, he included the clip.
Get involved in the DC universe is big. Batman,
Yeah.
and I think Batman is in our movie, but
Yeah.
He said that so casually. He was not supposed to say that.
Clickbait.
Well, he thinks because he doesn't they might have been planning a cameo. You don't know how much, it's things have changed so much.
If he said he thinks that he could have met Batman or Jaime.
Well, I'm hoping Sil has an update from his source of what he's heard. I'm hoping there's something there.
George Lopez, he didn't really commit or guarantee that there was a Batman in the film. You just kind of I think
there is a Batman joke.
And then you hear the line in the trailer.
But there might, to be fair, if we also take context of the trailer where he says Batman's a fascist, maybe there's a cameo in there that he makes him think that makes that joke funnier in theaters. Maybe that is actually a clue that he makes some type of appearance. They kept the joke in there. I mean, they could just be off the wall out, but why is he saying that though? Right, Senior Nerd? Why does he say that line?
Because George Lopez's character is a hippie.
I know, but if there's actually context to the movie where Batman actually makes a cameo and he has more of a reason to make that joke, it would make the joke funnier and land more. And there's possibility that there could
the
be.
The joke would be like he said, cool, Batman fascist, and he meant Batman and say, oh, Batman is cool.
Yeah.
That'll be the follow.
All right. Well, I hope he has some update info here.
It's like Batman stuff. Batman's a fascist. So, what do we have here? Is Batman in the Blue Beetle film? Well, keep this in mind. Last year, when this interview occurred, the interview was released on April 6th. So it was sometime, early 2022 that this conversation happened, and it was released again on April 6th, 2022. The WBD merger didn't close until April 11th. I actually did a stream about that and covered the merger. So pre-merger, George Lopez was thinking Batman could be in the film, meaning going off of some of the old plans, the old regime, the Hamada regime, what they were kind of planning for Blue Beetle. Now, this Blue Beetle film, though, did not start production until after the merger closed. So this Blue Beetle film is really the first WBD DC project shot start to finish under the new regime.
Okay,
unlike
that is significant. I didn't realize that. So he actually did. He did the receipts, Senior Nerd. That podcast was filmed before they started filming. So maybe things changed after merger. Okay, so I don't know if he's
filming Blue Beetle.
The Blue Beetle was filmed after the merger. It was but the plan was to potentially maybe have Batman in it, but that easily could have changed. So that was his point there. But I want to also hear if he has some new info now, or he's just going off these receipts here.
Flash and Aquaman, they did some reshoots, and Shazam was done. Black Adam did reshoots. All those things started before the merger closed. Blue Beetle, according to the star of the film, Cholo Mariduene, it didn't start production until after the merger closed. So I think that's important. But what was the previous ideas for this film? Well, I did ask people about this last year. I just never did a video about it, but this is a good time to bring all this up now. Pre-merger, there was an idea for the whole Keaton cameo situation. We understand how Keaton was in Batgirl.
Big. Okay. Based on where he's going with this, I think they may have planned to have Keaton, just like they had in Batgirl. And after pre-merger, I think it's done. I don't think it's going to be in there.
No. Was it originally Blue Beetle HBO Max original movie?
Yes, Blue Beetle. Right. That's another good factor, Senior. This is why it's fun to react to this stuff. Originally, both Blue Beetle and Batgirl were supposed to be on HBO Max projects. Yeah. So they had a similar type of origin, and they both were supposed. I'm assuming they both may have had Michael Keaton's version of Batman.
Yeah, like a connective tissue.
So I think I doubt that it's still going to stay in there. Okay.
He already shot the footage for it. The film was scrapped and what have you. He was only in that film, they said, like 5 minutes or less. And it was kind of like a mentor type role. Well, I heard apparently they were going to do the same thing with Keaton in the Blue Beetle film, have him kind of show up and mentor a little bit. I'll say this just in general, a Blue Beetle character, it would be really nice if a Batman would show up, right, for this film. But since the merger closed, the Batgirl project was scrapped, tossed. Keaton's future in DC is murky at best, and maybe he can do something Elseworlds in the future. Who knows? So the question we want to answer here is, okay, they mentioned Batman still in the trailer. Will there be a Batman in the trailer? Well, this is what I heard with that.
All right. Wow. That's okay. We have to watch the whole video now. Okay.
Appears them just saying Batman in the trailer is just for name recognition, just showing, hey, this is part of the DC world, to the general audience. We have a Batman, so you should be excited that this is somehow connected.
Cool.
I'm hearing that there's no plans. There hasn't been anything shot to show a Batman. I'll be surprised if they actually show a Batman, but
I doubt it.
As far as what I heard, I'm being told not to expect to see Batman, just name recognition.
Okay, that's enough. That was a good video. He gave a lot of facts there. I know you're not the biggest fan, Senior Nerd, but can you admit that was pretty good video?
That was nothing. You just want to say, yeah, so I'll check it out. There's no Batman.
Well, that's how you make content, bro. That's what I do too.
If you want to say, oh, the Batman fashion like, I'll check it in. He's not in it.
Well, that's not how you make content. If you did content like that, your videos would be 10 seconds.
Yeah.
He did a big setup and a payoff. That's how you get engagement on the internet, man.
No, you can do shorts. And shorts can actually get more views and clicks than
the shorts don't give any money.
Why are you focused on me? But I will say this that he had very good production value when it came on. And he had his little screen stuff coming on, and he had the little music in the background. He has very good production value. It was very great. But that's what Rhea says in here. She says something about movie talk is rad, but I don't watch the bigger channels much. You know what I mean? I don't either. You know what I mean? But I think his stuff is streamlined. Is pretty cool. But he did string you along before he got to.
Well, I mean, that's YouTube content creators' tricks. I mean, what are you going to do if you give everything you want right in the first 10 seconds? People will click off, and then your retention is bad. Do you understand that? Like, as a content creator, I can understand you want to keep the retention of the video to the end. So, but I think that was a great video. Gave a lot of facts there. I didn't really think about I didn't realize that Blue Beetle didn't start filming till after the merger. It was one of the first ones. And yes, now that I'm thinking about it, it was supposed to be HBO Max with Batgirl, and I think things have changed. So I doubt that it's in there. And that's a shame because we could have got so much Michael Keaton. That also kind of proves that under Hamada that Michael Keaton was going to be a significant Batman in their version. But that's changed again. Right, Senior Nerd? It seems like they were going to go a little bit with Keaton.